So if the NUO robot can make Atomizers work, then it can make anything work, my friends. So welcome to the bomber gameplay right here. It's flying over the enemy base and just destroying as much as we can with the Atomizer and Nucleon fully maxed, but we recently tested this, remember, on various different robots, and they performed like garbage. They were terrible. You never wanted to really use them, or there is no reason to. However, now with the NUO robot, I thought, let's test these weapons again on this robot, because if they work here, then the NUO can really make any weapon setup work, right? Let's be honest. And the way I'm testing this is we have two medium Atomizers and one heavy Nucleon, basically Fenrir level firepower, but in addition to all of that comes all the damage boosts that you get from, from the link, from the positive link. And under the influence of being linked, doing damage, in the left you see it increases these stacks that are filling up higher and higher until eventually you get so much damage boost that for your NUO robot last until the end of battle that you basically can destroy things quickly even with Atomizers and Nucleon. And then using the NUO weapon category on it is just nuts. By the way, I see three different beholder beams running at the same time. Such stupidity, really. By the way, you know how often I use the beholder? Never. Not once. I may have done a video on the test server and that's it. I've never equipped it to neither of the accounts, nor my own, not the press account when I had it back then. Never used it. It was stupid from the start. It is stupid now, and I'm not interested in this garbage. Pressing a button and my enemy dies. How fun. So stupid, really. Yeah, everybody else seems to enjoy it. So yeah, we're running. Yeah, okay, look, there's a Dux robot over there, and we just fire at it for like a second, and we did 150,000 damage. Not bad. Now in this situation here, I don't know. I'm really surprised to see how much damage these Raptors with these type of Porthos Aramis weapons do. I'm really surprised. This is not the amount of damage that I would expect from those weapons to come. Thankfully we're back in the air. We're chain linked to a friend, and we have the full damage output, and just look what we can do with enemies. It is crazy. Definitely interesting that even the Atomizers seem to work extremely well now on this weapon setup, right? So we can't deal damage to the Samjok for a while, but once he drops his resist or his invincibility, then we can. But he's going back, recharging it. And I have to find a different way to put some pressure onto him. Alright, we almost dropped another Dux robot. However, not killing a Dux means he's basically back to 100%, right? But yeah, we have some backup here. We're not alone. And I got somebody to chain my my amplified damage to. Or my positive damage boost, which I'm doing right now, and now we're dropping the Demeter instantly down to last stand already and finishing him off. And maybe we can even catch the Samjok when he thinks he's in safety. Right now, for example, would be a good time. And boop, there he goes, so quickly, right? Another one of those beholder beams is following me, but we're really fast. By the way, I'm not walking, I'm flying right now on the ground. We've just kind of pushed ourselves down using cover, and now we're flying very low, and now we're getting an uplift again because of the terrain, right? If you start a slight uplift, you will continuously uplifting this direction. And yeah, so until here it was pretty good. We had a lot of damage boosts running, but then I got caught in the crossfire of a regulator build, and that gets you killed instantly. This is where the Leo robot would probably have a better chance at surviving, you know. I'm showing you here my Ultimate Minos Titan gameplay so that we understand how much damage I've done now with the rest of the game, so we can have an idea of how much the Atomizers and Nucleon actually did. I also equipped the specializations now to the Minos, but it's still a mediocre Titan. I've read your comments and you say, yeah, it gets more powerful with the specializations, which last time I didn't have, understandably. But even with the specialization, the Minos is not getting to the level of power that you know from Mauler or something. The Mauler is just more invincible for a much longer time, or much more continuously. And this Titan here, the Devourer, can switch from invisibility, which you can't do a thing about if you don't run the specialization, and he can switch to the Link ability, which then you can do damage to him. So he's got two different ways of not being damageable. So we did 4.7 million. Not really that much, but you've seen every time we opened fire, we really did a substantial amount of damage. And by the way, I just chain linked the damage to the robot there with his lasers, and he already gave me some damage boosts that last until the end of battle, right? Because we're chain connected. And so whenever he deals damage, I get the benefit of the chain damage boost. And I think the Link goes for 500 meters. And look how much damage we're doing, even to the Curie robot coming up. 300,000 so quickly, right? 600,000 kind of. And this with Atomizers and Nucleons, and we just started the battle. It's not like we have already been gaining damage bonuses for such a long time, right? We haven't really. So now I'm landing here with my shield, but I must have come to the little bit too far to the left, because we're getting shot from behind and now my shield is dropping. And I'm getting damage from 3 different sources, so that was a quick run. Alright, we're back in the next match immediately for you guys, nicely cut into action sequences. If you like this, consider staying tuned, subscribe to the channel, guys, I would appreciate it. So here we go against a Dux, and he's gone. Okay, and there is a Sumjock that switched back into his regular mode. For a second we were doing 200,000 damage. That guy over in the top right corner basically just destroyed me in a millisecond. And I'm a little surprised that he didn't have anything better to shoot at to me across the entire map when he was in the far right and he was getting shot by another player of my team. But thankfully I didn't lose any of my weapons and I can fly back up in the air. I got a massive HP regen. I'm not exactly even sure where it came from. Was it from the pilot skills? Because I do have the skill that when I go into ability, I will get a bonus HP. Sumjock, typical, can't really kind of kill it so quickly. But we're after him. Oh, I guess there was a an ultimate shock train built somewhere on the map. Or even just maybe regular shock trains would have done the damage. Starting the chain link, and this is where we really are going to have some fun here. And you can actually kind of sneak up here. And fly yourself higher up by using this sloped roof, right? If you use the slope, you gain the altitude rising, and you can use that. And here's a Condor in... a Condor in the air. We done 300,000 against his shields, and then we stalled some... he stole time with a phase shift, but it wasn't going to protect him. And he's gone. He had nothing to say about this setup. Even though he's running a Condor with decent weapons and we're running Atomizers, but we did so much damage, we just out-damaged him so easily, right? And that's not because of Atomizers and Nucleons, clearly, because we've tested this. It is definitely because of the fact that this robot boosts the damage so high that even the worst weapons are gonna end up doing a ton of damage, you know? Like this Ravager down there, pop, there he goes. And then flying around like a bomber up here in the air and just... The only thing missing is the A10 sound. Another guy done. Yeah, Neo I really love that you can use older weapons on the NUO, now I got it. Oh man, too many variants. On the NUO Robot, I love that you can use all the weapons on it and they function and they're running fun and it's cool to use them. It's just that we all know that people will not be using old Atomizers on it. It's gonna end up different. It's gonna end up being so that players run the new NUO weapon on it, or Ravagers even, and they will kill you even faster than before. Now you don't even have to fire empty the Ravager, because, you know, you just tap it for a second, enemy dies instantly, and then you tap it for a second again and you kill another guy instantly with the same magazine, you know? That's what people are gonna realistically run it on. So while I'm enjoying running older weapons that function again on this setup, we know it's gonna be used differently later, and it's gonna be used in a way where it will break the game, unfortunately. But this is cool, to fly around like a bomber and shoot at the big rolling tank bear titan down there on the ground in form of a ball, and I would be doing so much more damage. I already almost killed him halfway, but now the map battle ends unsadly. So yeah, what do you think, my friends, of the NUO Robot and Atomizers in particular here on this thing? Even these work. So imagine you're running Discipline and these weapons on it. You know, you can fly from a high angle and shoot them constantly with this much damage boost. Dude, this is insane. Really, it is insane. It's like a flying Ravager when it comes to the amount of damage coming from these Discipline weapons over cover. And there are all sorts of different things you can do with this now. And they all perform insane. So yeah, if this works, anything works. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video. Manni signing off. Bye-bye, my friends.